Welcome, everyone. Here it is at long last. It's the start of the NBA regular season. I know everyone's just as excited as we are here on 2K Sports to get things underway. Tonight, it'll be the New Orleans Pelicans going up against the Brooklyn Nets here in Barclays Center with Hall of Famers Grant Hill and Doris Burke. This is Brian Anderson. Joining us from the sidelines, Allie LaForce. Allie, it's all yours.
Hey, Brian. Well, the Pelicans head coach Willie Green raves about Brandon Ingram. He said, Brandon's otherworldly talented, has an extremely high basketball IQ. He's a great teammate, a great human being. It's just fun to be around him, to coach him, and to learn from him. BA, two-way street.
Hey, doesn't get much better than that, Allie. Thanks for that. Here's a look at what's coming up for the New Orleans Pelicans. On Friday, they'll go up against Gordon Hayward and the Charlotte Hornets. Then on Sunday, they'll be matching up against Donovan Mitchell and the Utah Jazz. A look at the Pelicans starting group. Zion and Valanciunas playing up front. Brandon Ingram out there with C.J. McCollum. And it's Jones in at the 3. And for Brooklyn, Irving and Curry, they man the backcourt together. Kevin Durant is out there with Royce O'Neal. And it's Claxton in at the center position, locking down the middle.
The people upstairs in Brooklyn have been making some very interesting moves trying to put together a championship caliber team.
Tip-off goes to New Orleans. Now here's Ingram. Defense right on him. For 3, McCollum. Pelicans keep it alive. Goes back up. That one rolls around and rims out.
Listen, simply put, he's got to finish that. It's not like the defender was right on top of him.
Claxton. The shot comes out, and it's the Pelicans taking it the other way. Are those big decisions by the Nets front office difficult to deal with as players?
You know, some guys can ignore the politics, but I'm sure others do have questions at the end of the day, though. These guys just want a ball. And ultimately, I think they just roll with the punches.
So it's the Pelicans now. There's McCollum with the 3. Hauled in by Curry.
Man, that's his shot. Maybe he was too wide open.
And he banks in the layup.
Nice way to start the game. That's where you'd like to get your shots from.
For New Orleans, they've gone 0 for 3 from the floor to begin this one. Ingram, the pass to Williamson. Count it.
So dangerous inside. Williamson has a great feel for how to capitalize from there.
And that was the mobile one drive. Low resistance to the finish line.
Yeah, and in close games like this one, BA, you need toughness. Guys who will run to the fight and get after it.
This guy, a tough cover for any defender. Creative and assertive scoring the ball.
McCollum's shot is off.
Yet another miss. Just 1 for 5. Not exactly an ideal start.
Here's Durant. And the Nets tack on 2 more.
We talk so often about three-point and restricted area shots, but the best players can score from the mid-range. Count Kevin Durant amongst them. What fascinates me about Kyrie Irving, clearly he is one of the most skilled guards to ever play. Ask his counterparts, other NBA players, who their favorite basketball player is, who the most complete player is. The answer will be Kyrie Irving.
And it's Irving missing. First quarter, just about 2 minutes in. Back to McCollum. Pass to Ingram. And he lobs it up. And Williamson throws it down.
We know CJ can score it, but the passing component of his game, I mean, McCollum's really upgraded it.
Oh, wasted no time on that one. These teams have really gone back and forth.
Yeah, 5 lead changes already. This one's going to be a battle for sure.
Shakes him, and a slam dunk by Ingram.
Looking like a spider attacking a fly. Ingram came at the rim with fierce intentions.
And that was our AT&T 5G Slam Cam, bringing you the sauce.
We all know he's a good shooter, but from that distance, I don't think so.
Boy, we're seeing it more and more. Guys looking to create additional space by stepping back further from the line.
This is not his quarter. He needs to give up some touches and recalibrate.
For New Orleans, they've gone 4 of 9 in this one so far. McCollum against Curry. McCollum, the pass to Ingram. That's in. Coming off an assist from McCollum. Ingram's got his second bucket of the night.
It's hard trying to match up with Ingram, especially when he's looking to score inside.
And Claxton gets the bucket.
His nimbleness makes him a unique threat at the rim.
Tie game in Brooklyn. And we'll get things started in the second quarter when we return.
The Pelicans, 11. Fans, please give a big round of applause for your next youth dance team.
And we hope you're enjoying the game. Both teams tonight keeping things pretty even on the scoreboard so far. And looking at what we've seen from the Nets, what do you think, guys?
Well, their offense is clicking so far, capturing the momentum here early on.
Boy, it's been a really pretty thing to watch, executing their game plan to perfection.
Okay, on the court right now, second quarter for the Pelicans. Hayes is out there with Willie Hernan-Gomez. And it's Murphy in at the small forward.
Think back to the 2020 games in Tokyo, guys. Patty Mills leading Australia to the bronze medal, the first medal ever for men's basketball, a huge moment for the country.
First team. Shooting for New Orleans. Billy Hernan-Gomez.
And the first one at the line is good. Patty Mills at those Tokyo games. He was devastating at the international level, Doris.
Oh, guys, he led the entire tournament in scoring. He averaged more than Kevin Durant did with the USA team, and Kevin was fabulous. But Mills was absolutely the man for Australia. Showed up on a big stage. Patty doing work.
Here's Daniels. And it's blocked. And that's out of bounds. New Orleans will retain possession. Sumner's checked in for Mills.
For your next, Edmund Sumner.
Nets on D. Trailing by 2. Let's go with a 3. And it's Harris with the rebound. And the Nets with possession here. They'll be hosting Toronto for their next one. That'll be the second of a 2-game stretch at home.
That's a shot he'd like back. He's usually going to make those.
Back to Hayes. And finished off by Hayes.
Great chemistry between two teammates. Love the passing.
1:56 left to play in the second quarter. Pass to Claxton. Here's Simmons. Goes to the reverse layup and drops it in.
Boy, Ben Simmons, because of his size, inside, he is a dangerous force.
The Pelicans have gotten only 1 of 4 shots to go in. Here's Daniels. To the inside. Here's Hernan-Gomez. And that one is stuffed right through.
Oh, what ferocity on the throwdown. I just love when he goes up with purpose.
Where was the D right there? The effort lacking big time.
Yeah, and give him credit for taking advantage. In a close game, those are the types of plays that can swing things in your direction.
So it's the Pelicans now, following the bucket by the Nets. Hernan-Gomez gets the bucket.
They're finding ways to get the ball into the paint. 5 consecutive buckets.
Shoots. Again, the Nets score. 59 seconds left to play in the first half of basketball. Pass to Daniels. To the paint. Floats one. And there's the rejection. Back to Hayes. And finished off by Hayes.
And when the game is this close, you have to go all out.
He certainly understands his role, huh? When the shot goes up, just crashes the offensive glass.
And that's so demoralizing to your opponent. To play great defense and have the possession end that way, that's tough to take.
Pass to Daniels. Deflects the pass. And pushing it up the floor. Here comes Brooklyn. Nice shot by Simmons.
We so often identify Joe Harris as strictly a shooter, but this guy, he is a tremendous passer as well.
There's a 4-second difference from the shot clock and the game clock. Here's Hayes. And it's good. Fought through contact. Hit the shot and will go to the line. So Brooklyn going with almost an entire new group here. Durant, he's checked in for Simmons. Thomas comes in for Warren. Curry, he's checked in for Harris. And Kyrie Irving is subbed in for Sumner. Irving, no good.
This has been a close game in a lot of ways, but they do have an edge on the boards.
Down low. Here's Jones. That one's good on the sweet setup by Ingram. Jones has got his second basket of the game.
An excellent job of reading the defense. As Ingram's court vision continues to improve, so will his playmaking.
And the first half comes to an end. We've got a close game going here. The Pelicans on top, up by 5. And we'll see you back here after the break. Third quarter action in just a bit.
Hello, folks. The first half is in the books, and we've got a lead on the scoreboard for the New Orleans Pelicans. This one looking like it might come down to free throws. Big fella, I know that's your specialty.
Of course it is. I made them when it mattered, Ernie.
But Chuck, if you made them earlier in the game, wouldn't it have been a blowout? Like 1 point is 1 point.
A win is a win.
Moving on. In that first half of basketball, things are looking pretty good for the Pelicans.
They've been controlling the glass. I mean, going all out in the pursuit of the rock. You gotta love the physicality. You know what I mean, Shaq?
That's right. Elbow sandwiches. That's all I got to say.
Elbow sandwiches, making me hungry.
And that'll do it for us. Thanks for stopping by. We'll head back down to Brian Anderson and crew for the start of the third quarter.
We've got second half action for you, and if the next couple of quarters are similar to the first, this one could go down to the last possession. Boy, you look at Jackson Hayes, he's been playing really well.
Yeah, they've done an amazing job of creating room to operate for him. And then, of course, executing.
One of the things every player is after is efficiency at the offensive end. And boy, this young guy has done just that.
Irving and Curry, they man the backcourt together. Royce O'Neal is out there with Nicholas Claxton. And it's Durant in at the small forward position. And that's the group for Steve Nash as we begin the second half. Well, you know it takes courage to draw charges. Guys get trucked all the time, and they still call a blocking foul. You think more of those should be no calls, Grant?
You know, B.A., courage is the right word. If you're willing to step in there and sacrifice your body for the sake of the team, you know what? If you don't give them a charge, I prefer the no calls. I like that idea. They just look so overwhelmed inside. You know, that's why they continue to get attacked.
The shot's good by Irving. Irving's got 4 points in the quarter.
Boy, at the rim, an undersized guard, Kyrie Irving may be the best to ever do it.
You know, one thing Kyrie Irving has talked about is reclaiming his power, Grant.
Well, he has stopped listening to the outside voices telling him what to do, finding his own purpose and his identity. And at times, that's meant being something of a renegade.
Well, this is the night you look at your teammates and tap them on the back and say, good job, because for him, he's been struggling all night. Boy, that's as wide open as you're going to get. The defense needs to lock in and be better than that.
Here's McCollum after the basket by Brooklyn. From the arc. They grab their own miss.
Yeah, just a little off his game this quarter. He's trying to work his way into a rhythm.
Inside, here's Curry. Played it in with a nice touch off the window. Curry's got 5.
Well, you know that Seth Curry will be aggressive regardless of where he is on the floor. Nice look inside there.
Outstanding dribble drive. And that replay was brought to you by Mobile One.
And, you know, a close game, you got to find that edge. High-energy plays like that one can make a big difference.
Here's Williamson. Now in Tunis. It's good on the putback. And the Pelicans lead by 4.
He really gets in perfect position for the follow. Just a terrific read.
Here's Curry. And again, it's Brooklyn.
One thing you know, you do not have to tell Seth Curry to shoot it. If he gets an open look, he's going to take it.
To the inside, Ingram. Rebounded by the Nets. Outside Durant. Pass to O'Neal. That's good. And so Durant with the assist. Durant's got his 3rd assist of the night.
And both teams playing with a little more urgency in this half.
They are getting after it hard. It has become a real battle out there.
Now here's Ingram. He's got 5. Back to Valanciunas. Now here's Jones. Shot clock at 6. Here's Williamson. And terrific work on the offensive glass as he picks up the deuce.
Yeah, put your head down and go to work. That's what they need to do.
Boy, the tide is running one way and then shifts back in the other direction. I've lost count of how many lead changes we've had here tonight.
3 quarters of play and a close one here. Nets out in front, up by 1. And we're coming right back after this break to get the 4th quarter started. And with 3 quarters behind us, we'll start the 4th in what is still anybody's ball game. The Pelicans trail. On the court for the Pelicans, getting the 4th quarter going. Larry Nance is out there with Brandon Ingram. Then there's Devontae Graham. Then there's Jonas Valanciunas. And it's Alvarado in at the point.
This continues to be a battle. The lead is within reach.
Yeah, but that's been elusive. They've missed a few plays along the way that they'd love to have back.
Oh, this one has turned into an absolute nail-biter.
Yeah, at this point, you almost expect it to come down to the last possession.
Out of bounds. It'll be Brooklyn's ball. And now it's time to take another view of that huge swat.
What a powerful rejection. He's not wanting them to get an advantage in this competitive game.
The Nets shooting great, 62% from the field and continuing to get it done. Pass to Simmons. Hey, expanding his range. And the rebound goes to the Pelicans. Outside Ingram. Now here's Valanciunas. Simmons defending. Valanciunas, good.
This guy's been adept at finding ways to finish inside. Jonas Valanciunas doesn't miss many of these chances. Given an opportunity, he'll deliver.
Oh, got that bucket in no time at all. Thomas has gotten his first points in this one.
The defense can't be so relaxed at this stage of the game. Not against him.
I think he takes that kind of defense as a sign of disrespect, and he was more than happy to accept the challenge.
Baseline jumper. The shot by Ingram, no good. Brooklyn has gone 1 of 2 from deep in this quarter. Here's Simmons. Soft touch off the glass. Now it's a 4-point Nets lead.
Soft interior D, and they've exploited it.
About a minute and a half into the 4th now. Now here's Ingram. The D's right on him. And there it is for him.
And this guy is just a gamer. Ingram doesn't feel pressure. He embraces the moment, taking and making important shots.
And that one's good. Irving.
We all know that Irving wants to be the man to hit that shot. When he takes it, he usually finds a way to finish.
New Orleans calls timeout. They trail by 4. 1:19 left in the final quarter. So Brooklyn going with almost an entire new group here. Claxton, he's checked in for Warren. O'Neal comes in for Simmons. Kevin Durant, he's checked in for Thomas. And it's Curry in for Mills. A chance here to catch up with Allie from the sideline.
Thanks, guys. I was able to hear Willie Green coaching his team during that last break. He told them to be patient, work deep into the clock if you have to, but get good shots. He doesn't want them to look up at the scoreboard. He wants execution on each of its plays.
And Allie, thanks.
It's one thing to be a scorer. It's another thing to be an efficient offensive player. Kyrie Irving doing work right now.
Outside Ingram. Pass to Jones. And here's Williamson. To the middle. Here's Ingram. Yeah!
Great to see guys who don't back down under pressure.
To me, more often than not, when you attack, good things happen.
Here's Claxton. It's good from beyond the arc.
Such a boost to this offense when this guy can knock down uncontested threes.
McCollum with it. Irving picks him up. Outside Ingram. Beyond the arc. Durant pulls it in. And an intentional foul right there.
First personal foul. First team foul.
trying here to put the game out of reach.
And that's why it's important to play this one smart.
10 seconds.
Good on the first, and that increases the lead to 6.
Well, I think it's fair to say that Seth Curry has found his footing in this league. He gains more and more confidence every year.
So he goes 2 for 2 at the line, and it's a 7-point game.
Making the most of his trip to the line and helping them extend their lead.
And the Pelicans call time here. They're losing by 7. And we've got 28 seconds left in the final quarter.
Making some noise for your Brooklyn Nets. Team Hype. Come on, let's hear it for Team Hype.
And we've got 28 seconds left to play in the fourth.
When you're not in rhythm with the 3 ball, why do you keep firing from there?
Sinks that one from the post.
Got to give them respect. They're doing everything they can to close this out.
Well, just terrific teamwork. Each guy doing his part. You love what you're seeing from them tonight.
Out of bounds, it'll go to the Pelicans.
Pelicans substitution. Larry Nance Jr. Trey Murphy. Devontae.
8 seconds left in the fourth. Pass to Murphy. They need this. He's off on that one. This one belongs to Brooklyn. Even early on in this game, they appeared happy to be playing at home.
And it makes a huge difference. Once they started to get into a groove, you never really felt like they wouldn't come out on top.
Well, now a minute to check in with Allie LaForce. She's courtside. Hey, Allie.
Katie, you were able to clamp down defensively as the game wore on. What was the key there?
Well, we stayed patient. We could touch the shots. They hit some tough ones early on. And I think in a pick and roll, we made a solid adjustment. And we turned that around. Coach made a great adjustment. And we was able to get rebounds and go.
The patience was so important. It paid off. Thanks, Katie.
Thanks, Allie. Great interview once again. And that'll do it for this inaugural game of the NBA season. For Doris Burke, Allie LaForce, and Grant Hill, and all of our crew, this is Brian Anderson thanking you for watching this 2K Sports presentation of the NBA. As we present our New Balance Player of the Game, Kyrie Irving.